The Pendulum Domination Structure deck was released on January 20th, 2017. While DDD is an archetype that has received support prior to this release, it was this structure deck in particular that would take the archetype to Tier 1 contention.
In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Well, if my brain wasn't fried by Metal Foe's Yangzing, it certainly will be by DDD. Welcome to a Tier 0 uncounterable super threat that was playable for all of 5 minutes. DDD, or Different Dimension Demons, is a very strange archetype. It's a series of monsters that all have names of famous conquerors and are meant to represent the positions in a business hierarchy. It is truly one of the most terrifying representative archetypes of all time, trying to evoke the feelings of capitalism. And like capitalism, a lot of the time you're just spinning your wheels for not enough payoff. This is bloated, to say the least. DDD was expected to be an extremely powerful deck based on its position in the OCG metagame, where it was dominant for a fair amount of time. But that dominance was off the back of a series of cards that all had to be legal at once. DDD Swirl Slime, Ragnarok, Kepler, Necro Slime, and Lamia. Unfortunately, DDD Lamia did not come to the TCG in a timely fashion. It took until the release of the DDD structure for us to receive this card, and as a result, that was the first and only time the deck was ever considered playable. Unfortunately, because DDD came out so far after it was expected to relative to the OCG, it didn't find itself in the Tier 0 spot that everyone expected. Instead, it was competing for metagame space with other combo decks. Magispector and Yangzing Metal Foe. ABC had combo capabilities, and a lot of these decks were much more consistent. That said, DDD was alluring to pilots for one particular reason: its complexity. This is one of the hardest decks to pilot in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, especially considering the other decks in this format are pretty cut and dry. Imagine playing a deck like this that has thousands of combo strings for which you have to pivot on a dime, when you could just be playing a deck that sets 5 and passes. Now, I did play this deck when it was legal, but unfortunately, the combo strings you are capable of doing are not only reliant on the cards that you include in your main deck, they're reliant on your extra deck cards as well. And I'll be honest with you, the extra deck of the list that we have selected for today does not reflect the one that I played in real life. There were a couple of different builds of this strategy at the time, ones that attempted to go for Beatrice early and often, as you can see in here, ones that attempted to Trishula you turn 1, which is the ones I have a little more experience with, ones that attempted to draw their entire deck off the back of TG Hyper Librarian, which is not this. Simply put, it's a big, messy combo strategy. This deck's lasting cultural impact on Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the concept of the DDD spreadsheet. When this deck was first getting spoiled in the TCG, Road of the King, a site that reports on OCG metagame trends, released a bunch of combo strings, in which they would detail exactly the steps necessary to make the most powerful end board based on your opener. Opening something like a Swirl Slime, a Lamia, a DD Savant, Kepler, and a Ragnarok could put somewhere between 4 and 5 negates on your side of the field if you played optimally. But if you just tried your best, you were never going to approach anything remotely close to that power. As a result, combo theorists were routinely in the tank on this strategy, trying to figure out exactly how many negates they could squeeze out of any individual hand. It reduced Yu-Gi-Oh! From a game in which you have to have an intuitive sense of what your win condition is and what you are attempting to play against relative to your opponent's opener, to a rote, paint-by-the-numbers style of gameplay in which you execute a mathematical formula that you paid some amount of money to download offline, hoping your opponent doesn't have what's necessary to crack it. At the end of the day, this deck ended up being an incredibly complex, hand-reliant combo deck, competing for space with other combo decks, insanely easy to board against, and with almost no ability to play through interaction from your opponent. Released too late to be Tier 0, and unfortunately right before the release of an archetype that would actually ascend to the Tier 0 throne. It enjoyed exactly 1 week of metagame dominance, before the zoos made their appearance. Let's walk through the individual cards, and I'll do my best to kind of explain the combo strings as we get there. First up, we've got Armageddon Knight, which is a fine normal. You can see that this list is on a ton of really crazy things in order to make playing this worth it. Zephyros the Elite could theoretically bounce a gate back to hand for use on a future turn, or Farfa Malbranch of the Burning Abyss could banish an opponent's monster. But largely, your normal summon is going to be DD Savant Kepler, which adds a gate from your deck to your hand on normal or special, or DD Savant Copernicus, which when normal or special sends a DD or Dark Contract from your deck to the graveyard. After performing that, you want to have something like a Swirl Slime, a Necro Slime, and a Lamia in your hand, with potentially a Ragnarok as well. All these cards functionally do something similar. Swirl Slime permits you to fusion summon from your hand by using it and another card from your hand. Necro Slime does the same, but for the graveyard, and Lamia is a tuner. Importantly, it also can send a DD or Dark Contract card from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard to special summon itself, but it's banished when that happens. All of the cards are going to be fusion summoning or special summoning have a similar effect. DDD Flame King Genghis and a synchro monster you'll make afterwards, DDD Dust King Alexander, say if a DD monster is normal or special summoned to your field while you control this face-up card, you can target a DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Realistically, you wanted to use Swirl Slime to summon a copy of Genghis, then use Swirl Slime's graveyard effect to summon an additional DD monster from your hand, triggering the effect of the Genghis and summoning back the card that you used alongside the Swirl Slime to perform the fusion summon in the first place, usually Lamia. This is a mechanism by which you can recycle the tuner without actually losing access to it after it's used once. From there, you can synchro summon DD Gust King Alexander, and then any additional special summons via something like a Necro Slime would enable you to reborn something like a Genghis in order to get off of the races. DDD Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok has the same effect as Genghis, functionally, while in the Pendulum Zone, and as a result, it was likely you would reborn a ton of DDDs over the course of the turn, eventually culminating in an end board of something like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, DDD Cursed King Siegfried, which is a spell trap negate, and maybe something like a rank 8, a rank 4, or a rank 6 in Beatrice made off of a couple of copies of Genghis. This is certainly a formidable end board, but what I've described to you is a 3 to 4 card combo in which you don't draw any duplicates for specific different named DD monsters. Contrast that with a deck like Magispect or Metalfoe, which really just needs to open Gofu and a couple of vanillas in order to get off to the races, and you can see how hard it was for this deck to compete against things that not only could put up significantly better boards, but also could rebuild afterwards. In order to find those 4 card combos, we're on 3 Allure of Darkness. In order to facilitate follow-up plays, we're on Savant Thomas, which can add DDD cards back to hand. In order to find DDDs more consistently, we're on Gate, and facilitate more fusion summons, we're on Swamp King. We're on Foolish Burial, 1-for-1 Desires, Upstart Goblin, and maybe a backup plan of Dark Contract with the Witch. Of course, Vanities is in here as well. But at the end of the day, none of these setups competed against sideboard options like going first, any sort of Floodgate, and going second, the Wing Dragon of Raw Sphere Mode. In the side, we've got Ghost Ogre, we've got Maxi, we've got Shadal Dragon, we've got Wave Oblivion Caesar Ragnarok, which we will not be boarding into, Masked Hero Darklaw for a Mask Change 2 move, Trishula for like if you're going second and have a 2-card combo you want to execute, Castel, System Down, and Twin Twister. I know this was a long one, but I really need to impart upon you, the viewer, just how much hype this archetype had, how damaging the release schedule of DD Lamia was to its overall success, how much it flopped relative to how it was expected to perform, and how short its period of dominance actually was. Anyway, here's Alex with a deck that requires significantly less brain power.
Alright, well, this looks more promising than the deck we were playing last episode, considering we're going to be able to play more than 1 card per turn. So, Infernoid Burning Abyss, 2 archetypes that you hear those names and don't think that they meld together in the slightest, considering they sort of contradict each other in what they're trying to do. But there are some interesting synergies that cross over between these 2 archetypes that around this time in the format, people started to think, well, with the other decks that are considered the best decks of the format right now, there is a lot of great graveyard interaction that Infernoid in Engine can actually handle quite well. What can we do to spice up Infernoid a bit to make it not so reliant on some of the weaknesses that Infernoid has? And that's where the Burning Abyss engine comes in. Fiendish Rhino Warrior, as a matter of fact, actually says send one Fiend monster from your deck to the graveyard, which means it can actually send any of the Infernoids because they happen to be Fiends. And when you have stuff like Harmodic being a level 3 that you could possibly overlay with something like that, you can go into Dante. Dante's mills are not only hitting Burning Abyss cards, but they're also hitting stuff like Infernoid cards as well, which is actually quite nice because now you have a more consistent way to reliably get your Infernoids from deck to grave instead of just relying on cards that are going to blindly get you cards into the graveyard, and you actually have a 25 beater to boot on top of it. That also is going to get long-term value when you consider you're playing Burning Abyss as like a sub-engine here, right? So it's neat, and this deck is actually a blind second strategy, which is why you don't see any trap cards. That's why you also see Interrupted Kaiju Slumber in the main, because most of these archetypes, if you just like Kaiju over one of their things or just Kaiju Slumber their board, you can just summon a bunch of dudes and probably just kill your opponent pretty easily. So let's do the card by card. For the BAs, we have an Alec, a Barbar, a Calcab, a Seer, and a Graph and triple Scarm, as well as a Rubik. I think that does it for all the BAs. Oh no, we have 2 Farfa as well. Then for the Kaijus, these cards are kind of all over the place. We have 1 Dogeron, double Gamma Seal, and I think we have a Lightning Kaiju. Yes, we have a Lightning Kaiju as well. That makes sense. Typically, when you have Kaiju Slumber, you have 4 Kaijus because you want to make sure you can actually resolve 1, if not multiple copies of this card. And then for the rest of the cards, we have triple Fiendish Rhino Warrior, which sort of like sews both of these archetypes together in a nice way. And then for the Infernoids, we have triple Antra, double Atundel, triple Decatron, let's be honest, it's one of the best ones, 1 Deviati, triple Harmodic, an Onunku, and double Saitsumas. I guess I missed a Libic in the BA department as well. Double Maxi, a Tour Guide, and a 1-for-1 round out the main deck. The side deck is just full of a bunch of crap. I mean, we have Pilgrim Dante in here because we can play Beatrice to go with our triple Dante, but we're also playing Infernoid Tierra because we also have triple Void Imagination in the side. Remember, we are going second, and our opponent's most likely going to like let us go second because a lot of the decks during this time want to go first. So if we bring this in post side, we can most likely expect our opponent's going to summon a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, which means we can get the full value going to the Tierra. And then for the rest of the cards, we have a Felgrand, a Levier, a Mechwhip Danganier, an Acid Golem, Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, a Utopic Future, Enter Blathier, a Grampulse, as well as a Breaksword. The side deck, 2 copies of Lad. Very funny to see this during this time because a lot of decks sort of fall to this card very quickly. Sphere Mode's just like another one of our Kaijus, essentially. Triple Twin Twister, triple the aforementioned Imagination, triple Breakthrough Skill, a Skill Drain, a Warning, and a Vanity's Emptiness. If we expect our opponent might make us go first, we can bring in these 6 cards, and that way we actually have something to do instead of just like Dante Pass, maybe have an Infernoid or 2 out. So I'm excited to see how this one plays out. I actually think there's a lot of cool stuff this deck can show off, and hopefully we get to do that in today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to do it. You know, Joseph, usually I feel like I deserve to be in the shirt this episode. Maybe I deserve to be in the shirt because I opted to play Yosenju out of all the choices we had last episode. So I guess I can't really blame
it. It was a close one. It was a close one.
Incredibly close. I'm surprised it came down to the wire the way that it did. This episode, I think, should be, hypothetically, a bit more interactive, I hope. And I'm excited because I think this is a matchup for a deck that only saw 2 weeks of play in the TCG. Is a deck that a lot of people are quite fond of, as a matter of fact.
I mean, I talked about it in the introduction, but people were so hyped for this deck in a way that they really haven't been since they were like, it's going to be so unbelievable. Tier 1. Then one very specific series of cards released, but one beautiful moment this was. Probably the best thing you could be playing.
Yeah, I agree. And it's one of those decks, too, where there's actually a very high ceiling in terms of being able to actually pilot it correctly compared to some other decks that we've played where the best deck is like the most brain-dead thing you could be doing. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out. Let's shout out the patron. It is Steve Rowe. Thank you for the support. You got the hand up, my friend?
Yes.
I don't know how I keep doing it. 3 for the number of stars on BAs.
3 for the specific cards I have to open to do fucking anything.
Fantastic. All right. Well, now that I'm going first, you're probably going to need 4 or 5 once I actually put up 1 monster on the field. So best of luck, buddy. Hope it works out for you.
I have no idea if this hand is good or not.
I feel similarly. Okay. I'm going to normal summon Fiendish Rhino Warrior.
Okay.
We're going to banish Antra from our hand for Harmodic.
Oh, shit. We're actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Yep. Oh,
yeah,
dude.
That's 2 3s. So let's just go for Dante.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll mill 3 here and detach our Rhino Warrior friend. Not bad. So unfortunately, we didn't get any BAs, but Fiendish Rhino Warrior is basically a pseudo BA. So let's see what we got going on over here. Let's see. I hit a. Let's just we'll send Graph. We'll go Graph Effect. We'll just get Seer.
Sure.
And honestly, I think we're just gonna keep it chill for now. Go ahead.
Standby.
Not the craziest play. You're good.
All right. So here's why I have no idea what's going on in this hand. It's got a lure in it.
Okay.
This asshole probably. This is now things have gotten interesting.
You have a better idea of what's going on?
Yes.
Is the deck just too good, Joseph? Is that the problem? You just have too many things to do.
No. That is not the problem. The problem is I have another Allure of Darkness, and I don't know if it's worth doing, and I'm gonna do it. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh God. Wait. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. We will be banishing a Savant Thomas. We don't.
Okay.
That guy, not material. It's insane. It's a really, really good opener, but it's missing Lamia.
So is it a really good opening then?
It's fine. It will. We will make it work. Normal Savant Kepler. We're gonna grab Dark Contract with the Swamp King.
Interesting. We already have the other one.
We do. We're going to go Dark Contract with the gate. We're going to activate the effect.
Seems pretty good to me.
We're going to grab Swirl Slime. Swirl Slime and Necro Slime to summon Genghis.
This is the guy.
Thoughts?
Does it look like I have a card in my back row?
Swirl Slime special Copernicus. We are going to go Copernicus effect. We are going to send another Swirl Slime. 1 for 1.
Holy shit. Yep.
Lamia.
There you go. All right. And you were worried.
I was worried.
Would you like to use your Genghis, sir?
I'm thinking about it. Yes. We're going to special this guy.
Seems about right.
We are going to go Genghis and Lamia into Gust King Alexander. We are going to go... Oh, Ragnarok triggers on summon. Yeah, but in a recoverable way. All right, we are going to... Yeah, go Lamia here.
Sure.
By sending this. Go Lamia, and she gets banished, I think.
She does.
And Savant Kepler for Formula Synchron.
Draw a card.
Yeah. Does Genghis summon in defense? Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go... I gotta clear out zones. Yeah. I'll go Oblivion King Ragnarok. Target Dante.
It's banished, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Armadick falls off.
Let's go Swamp King. Genghis and Swirl Slime. Genghis.
Oh, just another Genghis. Sure.
We're gonna go Alex, target Necro Slime. We'll go these 2 to the grave for Formula and Genghis for Siegfried. And Necro and Genghis for Oracle King. I think if I banished the Seer, I won here. We would just attack over, but I didn't, so here we are. Combat. Let's go.
6. I think so. Seer effect.
Yeah.
Get Graph.
I like this.
Graph. Get Scarm.
Yup.
And Scarm goes. Then I take, what, 28 here?
Yep. Back to you.
Okay. I mean, this is DDD at its finest. Just summon as many gigantic things as you can. We'll trigger Scarm.
Yeah.
What do I have to worry about? I just have to worry about Siegfried, and that's just spells and traps, I believe.
That is correct.
Okay. That gives us a chance. We'll go for Tour Guide.
Yep.
Draw.
Yep.
That's a draw. I will say that is a draw. Standby main.
Yeah.
Gotta figure out how to take out all of these things that you got over here. Okay, we'll go Tour Guide effect.
Yep.
Get ourselves... Well, this deck does not have some things that I thought it would have.
Tell me about it!
I guess you and I are both feeling the same way. Okay, I think I'm overthinking this. Let's just go... Just kind of want, like, any guy. That could also just work, I guess. We'll go Scarm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make Dante.
Yup.
We'll declare.
Uh-huh.
See what we hit.
Those are pretty good.
Okay.
Those are pretty damn good.
Those are pretty damn good. I would agree with you here. So now this actually gives us even more options.
Ah,
which I
that's
like.
not good.
I'll banish 3.
Yeah.
Let's go for Onunku.
Yeah.
Onunku effect.
Yeah. We'll go Siegfried here. I'll go up to 9K. Oh, whoa. Not that much. All right, get this guy out of here.
So you're at 9K. We'll trigger Dante. I guess we'll grab Seer since I know I have only one of it for some reason. Already normaled, so that kind of sucks. Can't really do much else because Onunku's just big, so we'll hit for 3K.
Yes.
And then second main, I'll just go to end phase, trigger Scarm.
Yo.
You know what? Let's grab Rubik. Why not?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Armageddonite.
Sure.
Effect. It's a pretty good draw. I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Pay your 1,000 for your contract,
yes,
sir.
Yes. I'll send Farfa. Let's get this guy out of here. Get this
Yep.
get this guy out of here. Banish that guy. Swamp King. This is our last fusion here.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not dead.
No, you are not, regrettably. Second main, back to you.
Why do you have back row? All right, I'll draw.
Get your little guy back.
Stand by, mate. Yes, thank you. I get my guy back. It's kind of annoying, actually. I kind of wish he would just stay permanently banished.
Hey, if you want to get rid of him.
Guess I just have to hit. I guess we can go, I'm at what, 18? I have to be mindful of that. That's actually not a lot of life points. I think I like this. Let's go 1 for 1. I'll pitch this Deviati.
It's horrifying. Sure.
We'll summon the boy.
Yup.
And unfortunately, because I got the Deviati, my plays are now infinitely worse for what I can do. I guess I'll just send Antra. Why not?
Yep.
We can go Decatron as Antra to bounce this.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go battle hit over this.
16 here.
Yep.
Yep.
Fortunately, there's not a ton I can do just because of the level restrictions on the Noids, but I'll pass the turn. Pay your 1,000.
I will not. You got it.
Ooh. Okay. Onunku carries.
Oh, you're telling me I threw that one because I didn't banish Seer. Come on.
It's okay, buddy. You got a game 2. Got a game 2. I'm sure you'll do just fine.
Do I ever? Let's lead Allure of Darkness.
Sure.
Banish Lamia. Well, now we're really cooking. Dark Contract with the Gate.
Good start.
Let's grab Swirl Slime. Swirl Slime and Lamia for Genghis. Swirl Slime. Special Copernicus. Copernicus effect.
Ooh, we dumping Necro Slime. Maybe
We
a
are.
big boy.
We're gonna go Genghis CL2. All right, let's make Gus King Alexander. Necro Slime.
Have free reign, sir.
Oracle King Dark.
Okay.
Gus King. These 2 for Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna play a little more reserved this game. I think last time I went a little too balls to the wall.
Okay.
Lamia effect here. We're gonna send Gate, special it. Go these
Sure.
2 to the grave for Siegfried. She's getting
Okay.
banished. Then we are going to, we have not normaled. Normal Kepler. We are gonna Kepler for Witch. And this is a little reserved. We got, does it set it? We've got Crystal Wing, we've got Siegfried, we've got Dark Contract with the Witch set. Yeah, I feel good. All right, back to you.
I'll draw. Stand by main.
Oh, good.
Really wish you would have gone more balls to the wall, if I'm not gonna lie. Would have made my sphere mode all the nicer for you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, who we losing here?
2 big guys. The 2 small guys, I think, are both useless at this point. I guess I'll get rid of... I don't know if either one's surviving the turn, to be honest. Let's see. You got a bunch of dudes. I don't know if how much the levels matter. I guess Copernicus helps you get a little bit higher. So I guess I'll get rid of Copernicus.
You want to take Kepler for formula.
Okay, then I'll take Kepler for formula. You can have your big gold ball. Yeah, we'll go for it. We'll special graph.
Yes.
Special Scarm.
Yes.
And not having my normal summons a bit annoying. I want to try to just keep you on as few cards as possible. We'll overlay. Bit of an unorthodox choice here. I'm going to go for Engineer.
Okay.
Try to take out Copernicus.
That is such a problem for me. In combat, I'll go Dark Contract. We will target Engineer, and I'm going to pitch Necro Slime.
Okay, that's pretty good for you. I'll use the Engineer. I'll detach.
Yeah.
And we'll just change the defense so we don't die. And then we'll go second main. That is honestly all I got. Go ahead.
Okay. Draw. Stand by main. Necro Slime. Let's go Genghis here.
Sure.
Battle.
Cannot protect him, so he will die.
Second main.
Sure.
Good.
Another back row. Scar. And I get my sphere, I believe.
Yes, you do.
I'll take... do I even want Tour Guide? It's kind of funny that the sphere mode kind of makes my BAs significantly worse. Yeah, we'll get Tour Guide.
Yep.
Okay, we'll draw. Ooh, that's pretty good. What other back row would you play in this deck? There's no way you're on more than one copy of Witch. I refuse to believe that. YOLO, Void Imagination?
Yeah.
We'll activate.
All right, it's actually...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. That is actually kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Now what the fuck do we do? Normal Fiendish Rhino Warrior.
Yes.
Kill... Well, Copernicus is just going to go to the fucking extra. Whatever, I'll kill it anyway. Kind of sucks. Second main, I will pass, I guess.
Stand by main. Oh! That's a good draw. I'll take 1,000 here.
Yep.
Attack Fiendish Rhino Warrior.
Take 6. We'll go Rhino effect.
Yep.
I guess I'll just dump Scarm.
Sure. And face.
Yep. We'll trigger him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get Rubik.
Yes.
Draw. Well, I don't know how you're outing sphere mode. I'm sure there are ways, but with Vanity's Emptiness up, I think that sort of complicates things for you. Go ahead.
Okay. Stand by. Main one.
Yep.
Witch. What if I witch my vanities? Does that do anything?
You can.
I got something. Normal Copernicus. How the fuck do I get rid of sphere mode? Hold up. Oh, I got one. I figured it out. Damn, that doesn't work either. I got a way. I just don't know how I'm getting there. God, I am so smart. All right, Copernicus and Swirl Slime. That kills vanities.
That does.
Swirl Slime.
Sure.
Ragnarok.
Oh.
Ragnarok Genghis.
Sure. Uh-oh. Gang's all here.
Gang is all here. Now what?
Still can't kill sphere mode, but the gang's all here. Oh.
The boy.
Oh, okay. The boy. Sure.
Combat.
That does it. Okay. Am I dead here? I don't think so.
No, you are not.
35, 28.
Be really nice if you were. Wow. Second main. I swirl slime this guy. Let's swirl him a little differently.
Sure.
We'll go Kali Yuga here to set gate. So annoying. I can't activate this because of the way Kali Yuga works. Otherwise, it would just be lethal. Well, this is it. You know, go ahead.
Draw. Standby main. Not too bad, but it could be better for us. You set just regular contract, right? Let's get rid of your big boy.
Oh, come on! Dog.
This is all the hand is, buddy. It's all the hand is.
Yeah.
We'll go... Question is, can I, like, clean up here? All right. Special Seer. Special Rubik. I don't think it matters. Okay. We'll overlay. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just make Dante.
Yup.
We will get rid of this. We'll mill 3.
Yep.
Okay.
3 pretty good ones.
Some noids. Got some noids. Let's go. Still need to kill that fucker. Okay. We'll go normal tour guide for our normal summon. Let's just get any old dude. If I go Farfa, is that lethal? Potentially. I think I need to get really lucky, but I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Oh, sure.
We'll go second Dante.
Yeah.
We'll actually, yeah, it's fine. We'll mill 3.
Yep.
Okay, thank God. We're good. We'll go Farfa. Let's get rid of Arc, I think. Special Gamma Seal.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yep.
And then we're going to banish 3 Noids for Deviati.
Oh, my God. That was the last card in hand?
That was. So we'll nuke the back row.
Oh, my God. Yeah, yeah.
And I think... I guess we'll do the math. Let's see. So 25.
Imagine this is lethal.
Yeah.
This is
5.
5. We'll go Genghis effect.
Yeah, and then 9 and 22. Yeah, that's
Yeah, you got it.
Oh my God.
You want to do the game 3?
Jesus. Yeah, I guess. This is a weird one.
Okay,
that's how I feel about this too.
Yeah. Man, you're killing me. I wanted to whine about bricking, and I have not yet.
I was gonna say, like, your boards have been good, and to be fair, if I didn't have spear mode last game, I think I was kind of in trouble.
I mean, actually, this is a bit of a brick, depending on how this turns out.
Yeah, go for it.
We did not get there. Go ahead.
Oh, it's one of those hands?
Indeed.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, my hand isn't that great either. Okay, let's go banish Antra for Harmadic.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna smack you for 16.
Absolutely.
I'll pass.
Stand by main. Oh, even better. All right, we gotta do something. Let's go gate.
That's a good card.
Maybe I should have gated last turn just to... Oh, not yet. Just to, like, activate it twice.
Yeah, it's not Scout, buddy. I know you're used to paying 8.
It's got to be this. There's not another option. Swirl Slime.
Really hate to do this to you, my friend.
Yeah. That's okay.
All right, I'll take 4. And you can just stop here, and it's like fine.
We're gonna normal summon Kepler. Grab Swamp King.
Okay. That's okay. I don't think you're dead. Doing the math. Depends on what's in my deck, so I will slumber.
Okay, I will vanities.
Okay. I think this still destroys the monsters.
What? There's no way, dog.
Because it's a then.
Oh. Okay.
I think it's like if it's emptiness is already up, I can't activate slumber.
Yeah,
But because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like chained. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so I don't get the summon, and then I think emptiness still dies because Genghis went to grave.
Has it resolved by the time we reach the end of the chain? You go slumber 1, vanities 2. Yeah, it's like face up and resolved. Sure.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I'm not really like doing anything over
I
here,
feel
even
like
though
I
I
am
did
probably
that.
dead in that case.
No, I am actually. I think I needed that to resolve to kill you. Unfortunately, I needed the damage. This deck is lacking a bit of damage here. That kind of blows. I'm not really doing anything. Oh, am I just gonna? I could just pass with nothing. That just doesn't seem very good. I know your deck can kill me out of nowhere, so I think I'm just gonna set and pass.
I'm gonna try. I'll take my 1,000. Dark contract with the gate. I will grab Copernicus. Necro Slime. Go Genghis.
It's back.
Swirl Slime for Copernicus. Copernicus effect.
Who are you dumping?
I don't know. How about Lamia? All right, you're gonna love this. Swamp King.
Okay.
Swamp King effect. Wow. Dark.
All right.
Genghis, target, Lamia. These two for...
Gus King.
Gus King Alexander, yeah. Normal, Zephyros the Elite.
Hilarious.
Overlay for Abyss Dweller.
Sure.
Dweller, Zephyros. We'll return the gate.
And do it again.
Well, no, it's a hard once.
Oh, okay.
God, I wish. We'll actually wait on that for that reason. Yeah, we'll wait on that for that reason. Instead, we'll just go Lamia. Target this.
Sure.
Gust King. Whoop, whoop. Crystal Wing. Zephyros. Bounce. Gate. We'll take 4.
Yeah, we're screwed.
Combat. What's this?
Yep. This is more than enough to kill me. It's Rubik. Oh, wait, it's Rubik.
Oh, wait.
Hold on. I might not be dead.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We'll just, we'll attack in the right order.
Yeah, I'm like 3,000, 5,000. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Oh, God. It's disastrous.
The hand was 2 of the big Infernoids and a Kaiju.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't doing anything with that.
No,
Yeah.
Man, that feels...
This one was weird.
That feels bad, because, that first game, I feel like if I had just chosen the right target, I might have walked with a set, but yeah, DDD's a weird deck to try and place. And let me just tell you right now, I'm really glad the people in the comments can't see my hand, because I'm sure they would tell me everything I did wrong. Yeah, this deck's strange. It's got like a million 2, 3, 4, and 5 card combos, and I'm familiar with some of them. The problem is not only are they all really, really hard to like remember,
Yeah.
they're also really determinative on what you're playing in the extra deck. This one isn't playing TG Hyper Librarian, which was a big part of a lot of these combos.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
playing 1 copy of Oracle King Dark instead of 2, which screws up some very specific lines. It's not playing a 6-star Synchro monster, which comes up, especially because it is playing Dragios as like a backup plan, which gets a lot easier to access when you've got 6s. And as you saw in Game 2, the deck really struggles against the sideboard. Learning to play a little more reserved is a skill that's really important, but really doesn't do as much in this deck as you would want, just because it's really so feast or famine. People were expecting this deck to be like the new hotness, the best thing you could possibly be doing for the couple of weeks before Zodiac released. But in reality, a bunch of minute differences between the TCG and the OCG and kind of a poor matchup spread just meant that even though it only had 2 weeks as the clear best deck, it wasn't the clear best deck by like a ton. Like you look at the hands that I was opening, and those end boards were shockingly strong, but there's a ton of decks in this format that are like main decking kaijus, right? Like unless the deck ends on Siegfried, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber solos the entire line, right? People are playing Dark Hole, people are playing Sphere Mode, and as a result, this deck's hard to place. It's hard to play, it's hard to play with respect to your opponent, and unfortunately, it's very short-lived.
Yeah, I was talking with you about this a little bit before we started recording, and I said, like, one of the things that ruins Yu-Gi-Oh! For me personally, and this is just a subjective opinion, is that when it turns into, like, a fighting game, and you have to start, like, downloading spreadsheets for every single, like, 2, 3, 4 card combination because the deck has so many lives. Some people love that, don't get me wrong. Like, I have nothing, like, against that personally. It's just not, like, the type of deck I enjoy playing, because then it becomes... there's just so much to take in. I guess from the perspective, like, that's devil's advocate, there's always something to learn about the deck. But then I feel like there are going to be so many instances where, because you're not playing the deck fully optimally, because it seems like this is one of those decks where there's just like way too much for you to account for so much of the time, that as a result of that, as the pilot, you could then lose games that you should have otherwise be winning. And I think that's just something that, for one of the best decks, I think that's not like a terrible thing, because then it sort of like has like a high skill floor in that regard. But I don't know. I think it's debatable whether or not that's a good thing.
No, dude, you can be honest. It sucks ass. When Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just the two of you looking at your opening hands and then following a completely deterministic line, like showing each other if you
then
have...
it's chess.
Yeah,
you're playing chess at that point.
It's not even chess. There's strategy involved in chess. You know, from a perspective of someone downloading a Road of the King spreadsheet and checking if their opponent has Maxi, there's not a lot that they're doing. And it's formats like this, it's formats like 2018's Goki Gumblar hand loop that I'm sure we'll get to experience in a couple of years, that in my opinion are some of the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to offer. I know that DD DDD is a well-loved combo deck. I understand that games play out way differently based on what your opener is, but when the entirety of the strategy of a Yu-Gi-Oh game is reduced to which pieces did I open and how can I execute a combo a second person invented, I am not interested in that deck.
My deck, on the other hand, speaking of decks that other people invented.
Your deck fucks, dude. This deck is so
This deck's kind of, like, it obviously isn't, like, it's not, like, the best deck. There are some, like, bricky messes going on here, but when you look at it in the context of what else is good during this time, DDD was, you know, heralded as one of the best decks for this small stint of playability. You have ABC, you have Blue Eyes, you have Paleo, you have a lot of graveyard-reliant decks, and so all of a sudden, Infernoid isn't looking like a bad option, but Infernoid by itself isn't really able to hold up all that well, and so some madman decided, okay, we're going to go ahead and combine Burning Abyss with it to give it a little bit more, you know, robustness, right? Just to be able to not just immediately brick if you open a hand of like all, you know, of like the inoptimal Infernoid cards, if you will. And so it's kind of neat seeing like these two cards, or these two archetypes rather, that you wouldn't expect would really go well together, but it's neat because like they're all fiends. So funny enough, like Fiendish Rhino Warrior can like dump any of the Infernoids to the graveyard. Like that's kind of sick. It's just like a strictly going second deck in the regard that you're on 3 Kaiju Slumber, the main, plus all the Kaijus for the aforementioned reasons, because when your opponent's end board is like DDD monsters, Dragon Buster, Toad, you just slam a Kaiju on top. You could Slumber, you could just start going off with like BA stuff to mill the grave. Like Dante fills the grave of Infernoid, so now you actually have stuff to summon off of it, so you're not relying on like bullshit like Reasoning or any garbage like that. It actually harmonizes quite well. And yes, it's not perfect, but it's a neat innovation for 2 archetypes that I don't think most people would think go well together.
Yeah, no, this deck is sick. It gets a lot better when like Grass comes out, which will be happening momentarily. It represents kind of a new understanding of how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, you watch a bunch of decks like the DDD one, like the more combo-oriented ABC builds, all the Metal Foes decks that just put up a million guys, and you think to yourself, if they don't get the battle phase, they technically can't win. And then you think to yourself, is there a deck in the format that can beat Tribute Your Spell Negator for a Kaiju IKS? And so people near the end of this format start playing Triple Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. As Dark Hole comes off the ban list, they play triple of that, they play Raigeki, and then you might as well just blind second. And people see a lot of success with that type of strategy in the coming months, and I'm really excited to show off some of the decks that do that.
I know you're excited for next episode, Joseph. I know you've been waiting for this very moment for so long, and it's going to be such a fun time for you.
Yeah, so for all of you who are excited for Zoo, here it is. However, would it shock you to know that Zoo was not the only thing playable upon the release of Raging Tempest?
And Joseph will make sure that that is made well and clear in the next episode.
We're going to be playing.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shoutouts to Shout1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron L. Smith, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Phoenix the Immortal, Dan the Man Hoban, Draconic, Jordan Coons, Little Fade Leaf, Chris Hood, Dylan Hunter, Cody Bretz, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Flannel Daddy, Dalton, Inuno Taisho, Thanks for the Sleeves Dad, Max, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady. I've tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to get me therapy. Helios515, Simo's Chaos Cooking Draft, Cheeks McLaperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Wonder Waffle, MBT Cancel by all community soon, Cancel by all committee soon, Cancel by all players soon, Corvain, Gray9, and Micah Pierce. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.